go. I guess they couldn't find anybody better to show up, you know. All right, here we are. Yankee Springs Deep Lake Campground. Did a little pre-ride of the course. It's in better condition than it was a few weeks ago when we were out here, but we're gonna mix up the bottles with the secret mix. Carbo Gain. A little bit of Gatorade. And Noon. And that's it. Alright, guess what time it is? It's 4 a.m. Time to get this thing on the road. Rise and shine. Bagels and Nutella. Sounds good. Alright, so this is the start of the Psycho Killer 100. It's a little strange starting off like in the dark. So pretty much the first, I would say 35 miles or so, it was a really large group. The roads were pretty smooth. Not a whole lot of attacks, a few surges, but no one really got off the front. They all kind of stayed together. And then we hit Solomon Road. This is where Connor kind of threw down, and it pretty much blew the whole race apart at this point. So I'm like breathing pretty hard. It was like full-on effort here. So he didn't get too far up the road. I was trying to keep him in sight. And we hung a left here onto Parmalee Road. It's kind of a fast, like sketchy downhill here. It's a right-hand sweeper. And then you go right into this super steep climb. And there's Nick DeHaan. He came by. And Connor, he was still kind of dangling off the front there. And it's pretty loose, sketchy ruts kind of coming up on you every once in a while. So now I'm kind of slowly pulling Connor back, but he's giving it full gas. So now I think we've kind of developed a little group here. Yeah, right now I think it's just me and Connor. Once we get back onto the dirt roads, it kind of forms up a little bit in the group. I was surprised though, he was railing those downhills pretty good on his cross bike. I kind of opted for the mountain bike, thinking, you know, we'd gain enough time on some of these rougher sections that we'd stay away, but alright, so here we're making a left onto Johnson Road. This is Nick DeHaan. And this was this camera doesn't do it justice, but it was a pretty good incline here, and then Connor just starts riding away again. So now we're in chase mode. I I have no idea what's going on behind me. I just know that I'm trying to keep him in sight best I can. And that's Jorn. Jorn came through and helped out, close that gap up. And he was super strong too. I'm trying to like get on those little arrow bars and tuck in right behind him there. Trying to save as much as I can. We hang right on a crane road here, and this gets really choppy. This is where the mountain bike was probably advantageous. But we just kind of roll up on some of these ruts.
There we go.
I'm like, it's your show, Connor. I'm not pulling through.
Wow, buddy.
So now we head back out onto some smoother roads here. And then we had this group of 5 form going into Bassett Lake. And my legs are I'm starting to feel it now. These roads are just, you just roll up on, 100 yards of just loose sand. And you don't know if you're going to make it or not. I was lucky I found this little line on the left here. Kind of saved me, or else I'd have been over there running. I don't know who's got the best running form here. I don't know. I just to give it to Tristan probably. Of course, here I am. And more running. You can see Connor there just off the view there. He cleaned that section. He made it. I think that I helped him get another gap that we not sure if we ever really shut it down. So no, just full gas on this downhill here. Try to bridge up to Tristan there. He kind of, yeah, he bobbles in the sand there, and I don't think we ever made contact with Connor again after that. Yeah, so now here we're making a left on the Deep Lake Road. And this is where Tristan was just flying. I mean, we were going 30 plus through here, like dodging and weaving rocks. And he was on a pretty narrow tire too. I was surprised that he didn't flat. But he was absolutely flying through here. So at this point, we can still see Connor up there. He's still in sight. And he's right there. And we just hit the Hart Road here. There's a nice little incline. Tristan's still just giving it hell. Yeah, right here he knifes into the sand. Yep. I was able to ride that section. And then so now I'm sitting in second place alone, trying to chase Connor. And there's just no way. I mean, I'm just tapped out. And I think this is it's the last time I saw him right here. I think he had to get off and run, and I'm like, just get through this. Don't run. Oh. There he goes, and he's gone. Yeah, so now I'm just trying to keep my speed up, keep as much speed as I can on the downhills. Try not to do this. More sand, more bumpy downhills. I still don't know what's going on behind me. I'm not looking back. I'm just trying to focus on going as fast as I can. Yeah, this downhill got pretty fast here. This was choppy. Don't knife in. Oh, here's the two big puddles. Funny story, actually. We drove out here the day before the race, and I walked through these with my Crocs on to see how deep they were. And it turns out they were only about a foot deep, and I said, oh, I think I could just ride right through those. I'm not sure what the plan was going into it, and I figured I'll just ride it. Alright, so at this point Connor's gone, and I'm in second by myself. My legs are starting to really feel it. And now we're going into Sager Road, mile 60. And I looked back and I could see Jorn was bridging up, so I knew it wasn't gonna be long before Jorn made contact. He's telling me like, hey, we'll trade pulls on the, and we'll pin it back, and I'm like, dude, I can't. And Jorn is gone. So now I'm sitting in third through this whole next sandy 2-track here on Sager. I'm just trying to keep the bike upright. Yeah, not gonna happen. It wasn't too bad though. You fall right in that sand, and it's a nice fall, if there is such a thing. But more running, more sand. Didn't matter what kind of tires you had for this stuff. You know, speed this up a little bit. You don't want to sit through a big, long, boring section of sandy 2-track. But at least I'm hoping that I'm making a little bit of time here up on 4th and 5th. Yep, there's the volunteers. Turn left. Thanks, guys. So now my legs are really starting to feel it now, and I'm just trying to hang on for 3rd place here, hoping that nobody catches me. But I think I still have another 30 miles. Okay, so here we go. This is Tristan. Tristan and Tim Mitchell. Yeah, so Tim must have bridged up on his own to our group of 5, and he came through pretty hard. He was on his aero bars. He was flying. But eventually, I lost contact with these guys at about mile 85, so I had to bust out the last 15 miles on my own, hoping I wasn't going to get caught the whole way. And there's your finish, right there. There's your finish. I ended up 6th place, and then there was like a group of 5 with Koreanic and Quiring and Nick Stanko were in there. 5:23. They were 2 minutes behind. Then it looked like Jorn stayed away from Tristan and the other 2 to roll in solo for 2nd. And there's Connor slamming a beer. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's your Barry Roubaix Psycho Killer 100 overview.